Hello, and welcome to this wonderful lecture about how reality works. Mm, yeah, it is a very basic understanding that you can apply to your daily life and will also provide a few hands on practices that you can do every day, and you will see the results quite quickly. So let's go ahead. I love to work with symbols. So you can see a symbol. It's from a group called Crystals of Reality, and they were found in the Pyramid of Gizeh and channeled by a medium from Germany, Sabine Sangita, and I use them almost daily. This one is for crystal, is the crystal of grand storage, so you can use it to memorize things better. If you want, you can make a screenshot and use it in your university lecture, but not if you honestly want to skip that lecture. um, yeah, they will work in your favor. They always work in your favor. So you can't cheat using those. They will align with truth. And if it's your truth to leave the studies, then maybe it's the truth. You will not be able to put the knowledge into your brain if you don't want. Yeah. So we also can connect to the symbol Amaranus, also just by calling out the name Amaranus. And yeah, I will say that name again when I feel like it during the lecture. You can also make a screenshot of this if you're interested in a few more details about this crystal. So, what is this world actually made of? What are you experiencing here? And here, I already have to say that if you are, probably you won't be here if you are a realist and you only believe in what you see. But I just want to make clear that you are a spiritual being first and foremost, having a human experience. And if you agree with this, then please continue to watch this video. Otherwise, you can simply turn it off because that's the basic understanding that goes along with all of what I do and what I observed, experienced, and also saw results from. So, yeah, let's go ahead. So, reality, no, let's put it that way. You are an energetic being, first and foremost. And you come from a place that is less dense. I'm saying less dense because there is also some density. Creation needs some density. Creation needs duality. Any kind of separation is a form of density. Just a lighter version of density when we go into the higher dimensions, higher realms, but it is also a density. And yeah, you need separation for creation. And especially in this realm, you need separation for creation. Imagine already by birth, you have to leave the womb, you have to separate physically from the womb of your mother. And already earlier, when you grow inside the womb of your mother, and every part of your process is based on cells dividing themselves, separating themselves, and growing into new cells. And every day works like this. All cycles are working based on separation, because there won't be any creation without separation. Yeah. And then you come into this density for some purpose. You have a purpose here and you feel it probably deep down, and you are on your path and you will reach it, and it will bring the greatest satisfaction and it will bring the greatest blessings also in the external reality. But by signing up for this adventure, you also signed up for, yeah, let's say the struggles and the sharpening and the shaping of your mission, because you have to go through these stages to, yeah, shape the diamond that you are and shape the mission that you deliver, because you filter because of the experiences in a very specific way. You filter information and developed a certain language because of the experiences that you went through. Even though they were very traumatic, I feel you. And even though you might still be struggling with those things, I feel you. But yeah, and just to let you know, I was in therapy, I was in a clinic, I recovered from heavy drug abuse, I was addicted, I harmed myself, I had psychotic thoughts. So just to give you a little insight in what I overcame by time. And I could skip a lot of bullshit. And that's why I created this little, very hands on summary that you can use to overcome actually anything. Yeah, but I feel like I have to also say here that these experiences that, or let's put it different. You come here as an energetic being, as a spiritual being into this realm. And this world is trying to grab your attention outside of you, away from you, to everything that is happening around you. And because you are so dependent in the beginning of your life, these patterns create themselves inside of your psyche, because you depend on your parents. So you have to scan your environment all the time to make sure that you are safe. So you have to adapt to the environment that you were born in so you can survive. And then the process is getting out of this again. So first, you adapt to the environment and your surroundings, and then you have to separate from this. And that's how you free yourself, by freeing yourself from these layers of the matrix that shape your reality, and that you didn't choose by your essence, but you chose them because you wanted to survive. You wanted to survive, and that's why you picked up on certain beliefs. And this state, this survival state, is attracting specific experiences. And if you experience voices, not one voice or many voices talking in your head, or you hear a person talking even though they are not talking to you, you might just be quite sensitive and probably you just hear their thoughts. Seriously. Probably you just hear their thoughts. And this world tries to make you believe that there is something wrong with you because they don't know how to handle you. But you have to understand that you are in a way an alien. You are an alien. You always have been an alien. You are these rules that they try to put you in and make apply to you, they don't apply to you. They will never work. You're a magical, wonderful, spiritual being, and the rules of this outside status quo people, they might help you during the process. Don't get me wrong, everything is in perfect alignment, but you see this video now, and maybe it's time to start to take more responsibility and step out of these caretakers, because actually they are underestimating you extremely, and probably also themselves and probably everybody else. And probably this is also the reason why I recovered like this from so many issues. Let's be honest. If I would tell someone what I've went through, seriously, yeah, you could fill quite some time with this, and also lifetimes. And I think the reason why I recovered from these things so fast in comparison to many others that I observed in my surroundings is that I never believed that there was something wrong with me. I never believed that. I felt that the world around me is trying to call me sick, call me this and that, put some diagnosis on me, or tell me whatever I am, but I never believed it. I never believed it. And follow your guidance, follow your insights, and be self-responsible. That's super, super important. But things started to shift when I took responsibility and made decision based on my feeling. What feels right for me? What feels right for me? Yeah. Okay, but we will come to this later. But I felt that somehow this was important because I also feel so much compassion for these people who are really struggling, right? Because I also know how it is to really struggle. Yeah. So, what is this world actually made of? Reality. Reality is composed of energy, because everything that you see is not so different from what you are, and which is energy. Everything is energy. Particles exist in a state of probability, and that's, if you want to have proof on all of this, I'm not the one who will deliver the proof. Make your own research, go into quantum physics, ask ChatGPT for experiment with Schrödinger's Katze or the observer effect. Do your research if you want some proof. But basically, everything that you see that is quote unquote solid is in essence not that much different to you, who is also solid, who has this solid body. Yeah. And these particles that are making up the solid things that you see and that you are, these exist in a state of probability, which is a wave function, until measured or observed. So, and here comes the observer experiment. Check it out if you haven't done yet. Here comes this experiment, and you, by your observation with your eyes, with what you observe, and but not only with your senses. Actually, you observe not only with your eyes, you observe with your senses, with all of your senses. Imagine like this, every um every sense of your being is involved in observation. So if you see a car crash, the emotion that arises within is also a layer of observation. And it is very important, especially how you react emotionally to certain things in your outer environment. But we will come to this later. Um, the act of observation causes the wave function to collapse into a specific outcome. So, by your observation, by your quote unquote reaction, you actually define the outcome, define the result. And we will come to this later, but this is the cycles that how you actually shift and get out of unwanted reality designs, I would say. What we call reality emerges through interaction with the object. Oh, there is a mistake. Everything outside of you, and also your body, and the observer, your consciousness. And first and foremost, your consciousness, because it starts there. It starts with your awareness, and then it goes into the more dense layers, but it all starts with awareness. Your reality life experience is the result of how you observe, judge, categorize, etc. All of these things. For most people, reality appears distorted, lack of health, fulfillment, money, joy, connection, etc. But nothing of this is broken. Nothing outside is broken. They just haven't fully understood the message that these experiences carry for them, observer. And most people are stuck in this loop of judgment. So they see something, and by seeing what is shitty, they think, how shitty it is. And by thinking how shitty it is and reacting in the way that is judging what they see, they are reaffirming what they experience and actually want to get rid of. So they are in the cycle of stuckness. I think I want to show it now. Yeah, here. Feedback loop of stuckness. Yeah. I have to work hard, so the reality will prove how it is to work hard. And because of those experiences, they will again think, oh yeah, life is so hard. I have to work hard. There are some practices, but we will come later to this. Yeah, and you change this actually. No, I will get into this right now. Yeah, why not? You change this not by changing your actions. You also have to change your actions, but this world puts way too much weight on the action. It all starts with being in alignment. It all starts with your awareness. And from that awareness, the right aligned actions will result. It is a natural result that you are acting in a way that will bring the results that you desire when you are in alignment. When you think, I have to work so hard and like there is not enough money, I have to work even harder, there will just be more shitty things here. You try harder and harder and harder until life will break you, I can tell you. But you see, reality always serves you. Whatever you experience, it always serves you. You are so blessed. Everything around you is just serving your own expansion and your own development in awareness and consciousness. So you are actually like, yeah, you can't get it wrong. You really can't get it wrong. Yeah, and if you feel you are in this feedback loop of stuckness, maybe here I have to make a different point. Because when you are in this feedback loop of stuckness, what I call it, also they also say survival mode, right? You um you are also vibrating lower, and you are also of course attracting lower frequency thoughts. Imagine like this: there is all thoughts are just a less dense layer of this experience of this matrix here, and they are vibrating through space like radio, right? Just like radio. They are vibrating here all around. And you, as an antenna, as a specific frequency, you are attracting specific thoughts into your reality. They will um, evolve into a specific speaking, and the speaking will evolve into a specific action, and then you have the shitty result. And maybe it doesn't even need your action. Maybe you already have the shitty result without even acting. It can also happen. But yes, you get out of this vibrational state by doing these things. And then you will change your antenna frequency so you can actually attract different thoughts. Yeah? The matrix when you're trying to do something important. Okay, so these are the practices that you can do to get out of this vibrational state that keeps you in this feedback loop of stuckness. And in that state, you are also more drawn to lower density, like, yeah, everything horrible, basically. Everything horrible, right? And when, like, let me tell you, every kind of addiction that I had, I didn't, I couldn't let go of all of, like, of any of them by force, by some kind of rehab program or therapy or whatever. It was all connected by raising my vibration. Addiction, letting go of addiction is connected to raising your vibration. No? It was always just gone. I was not thinking about it anymore. And you know also I know that you know in your deepest core that it can be that easy. Actually, it is the only way. As I know. And I tried many ways. Um yeah. And then also the addiction, because the addiction, what is addiction? Actually, in first layer, addiction is an addiction to certain thoughts. And then these thoughts result in certain actions. That's an addiction. But first and foremost, you're addicted to certain thoughts. And by doing these simple practices, you, yeah, change your thoughts. Yeah, like your attraction for thoughts. So you become the observer of everything that is happening. That's first and foremost. You try to stay outside of the drama. And I know it sounds difficult because everything is designed to make you really, to pull your energy away. And everything, like the moment you judge something, you give your energy away, you give your attention away, you give your energy away, you give your sacredness, your being away, basically. So pull it back, become the observer, stay in this neutral space, and yeah. And before the thoughts arise, like for example, something happens outside of you, and then there is a thought of judgment about something. And before this thought arises, usually there is a body sensation that gives, that is actually the magnet for these thoughts. So imagine that you are, like your whole being is the antenna, but you have specific stored emotions which are just a more dense layer of the matrix than thoughts that are in the body. And these emotions that are stored, that you didn't feel in the past, they are magnets for specific thoughts. And if you start to become more aware and more the observer of everything around you, you will also get more sensitive to your body sensations. In the beginning, you might not feel anything. You might just feel numb and dead. I know it starts like this. But if you feel numb and dead inside, I will post a few recommendations into the description that you can do then to just get more sensitive to feel the body spot before the thoughts arise. But if you, because it just makes it easier. Yeah, and if you don't feel anything in your body, you can also just squeeze the area. So if you feel a specific area, then squeeze that specific area. If you don't feel a specific area, then just squeeze the lowest part of your body. It feels like you are trying to hold your pee. You're trying to prevent to go to toilet. Squeezing that area. And then central channel breathing. It comes from Dr. Morter. I will also put that link into the description. I can highly recommend her practices. If you feel drawn to, check out her book, The Energy Codes. And you align into your center and breathing through the center, imagining that you pull the energy that you want to get rid of into this channel, channeling it up, and then exhaling down again. It's like a cleansing cycle. Yeah, it's a circulation in and out, in and out, and in and out. And then you just imagine how these thoughts and how these feelings just cleanse with every breath. That's what you can do. And of course, you can also ask for help. You can always ask for help. And help will be there. You can ask for help by stating something honest. For example, what do I have to become aware of? Like honest and self-responsible. This is what works well, yeah? Acting and speaking in self-responsibility and honest. Because there is no, like, lies are not possible. Energy doesn't lie. Whatever you say, your energy will reveal the truth. So you have to be honest, and you can say something like, what do I have to become aware of in order to make a certain shift, in order to change this or that? Yeah. Okay. So that's the feedback loop of stuckness, and that's also how to get out of it. Let's come back to reality. Yeah, so in the feedback loop of stuckness, you just continue to stay in the same loop over and over and over again, trying to change the outside while reaffirming with your inner states, with your inner alignment, with your inner energetic state, what you see and actually want to get rid of. Yeah. But, and here comes the clue. These experiences are not random or punishment. Whatever you experience that you don't desire, they are there to serve you. Everything is serving you. They are signals from your energy field. Something inside of you is not aligned. Alignment means you are flowing with how universal energy wants to flow through you. Your truth. That is your truth. You are flowing with how universal energy wants to flow through you. And you can find your own truth here, but my truth is that we are here for a specific purpose. We are here to learn specific things. We are here to deliver specific things. We are here to express specific things. And my experiences and results confirm these observations. But all of the experiences matter. If you make a different experience and you say, I choose how the universal energy flows through me and I decide everything, go for it. Always go for your experiences. I just say that what you have to say is important. And your life and the way how you are today brought you to this point that, is important to share. So, until you learn to observe consciously, so aka manifest, your reality will continue to reflect this misalignment. So either way, you are in alignment with the universal flow flowing through you, or you're out of alignment. And reality will reflect this being out of alignment. And yeah. As I believe that we are here for specific reasons and purposes and missions, I just want to make a little advertisement here. You can check it out because I found it so super helpful. By all the things that I studied with numerology, astrology, human design, horoscope of trees, horoscope of plants, also the Mayan horoscope, also the Chinese horoscope. And also, what was there else? There was something else. Yeah, like all these apps, pattern and Moonly, and yeah. All of these things that I got into, this is and was and is a game changer. Seriously. Nothing came across my path that is so on point, so precise in what I have actually to do. If I don't do it, it will express in this and that way. And so it basically it cuts out all the bullshit that I even didn't want to study in the first place in terms of astrology. Everything is nice, but it's not really why I'm here. I'm not here to study astrology. In the end, it all comes to the same conclusion, but this file really brings it down to the essence, super on point, as I have not observed in any other mythology. And I got quite deep into Vedic astrology, which was, before I discovered that, the truest and the most pointing to the essence quickly, like kind of quickly. But this is even like far more levels beyond. Okay, advertisement end. Okay, next page. I will link, of course, in the description. 3 golden rules about reality. So, first, objects and energy, so everything outside of you, responds to your observation. You. The observer, you, dictates the state of the object. You are observing everything all the time. Your experiences are shaped by how you observe and perceive. You cannot stop to observe. Living means observing. Living means, and observing means, no, let's put it that way. And conscious observing means improving. So the more consciously you observe the things around you, the more improvement you will see. The more improvement in your well-being, first of all, then more improvement in your thinking, feeling, and then also at some point in your actions, because then you will take inspired actions that come outside of you, out of alignment. And third, reality, objects, and energy, everything outside of you reflects your alignment. Until your observation aligns with your inner truth, how universal energy wants to flow through you, reality will keep mirroring misalignment as a message, because there is a message that you didn't get. There is a message. There is basically a lie that you adapted in early childhood about yourself that reality wants to make you aware of. That's the only reason why it is there. And yeah, so observe more and more consciously. Let's put these three statements in very simple sentences. Objects and energy responds to your observation. Energy responds to your observation. Outside objects respond to your observation. You are observing everything all the time. Observing means living. Reality reflects your level of alignment. Reality reflects your level of alignment, and you will never change it by doing more. This world is trying to make you believe that it is different, that you have to do more, but you just have to do it different. I'm not saying that you don't have to do anything, but you just have to do it different. Yeah, so what does it actually mean to be in alignment? It means that you know your essence, that you feel your essence in the second place, and then you think, speak, and act from that essence. So, first, it is just a matter of consciousness, awareness, knowingness. You start to pull your energy back away from outside reality, paying more attention to yourself, your feelings, your thoughts, your emotions. Then at some point, you get out of numbness and out of feeling dead inside into feeling actually your essence, which is feeling good, actually. Just feeling good, right? That's your essence. Feeling at peace, feeling at a deep level of satisfaction. And that's what they mean, that you have to serve yourself first. You have to make sure that you feel good first. And then you think, speak, and act from that place. Reality will reflect this alignment. It is law. It is law. It is physics. It is quantum physics. Reality will reflect this alignment. And when you are aligned, things happen so damn quickly. I can tell you. You can try to make all the, mind shape shifting and misbelief wrapping around changing beliefs and working on mind level. It is just reaffirming the shit that you want to get out of, actually. So, like, you are working with your inner work against what you want to create because you are just reaffirming the level of lack that you are experiencing by doing the inner work. Yeah. You have to treat yourself nice. That's what works well. Doing too much therapy, too much healing, too much, all of these things can also just put you out of alignment. Sometimes you need it. And I'm grateful for all the healing methodologies that are out there and help people, because there are also many that don't really help people. But sometimes you also just have to treat yourself nice. And sometimes it is not a healing session. Sometimes it is to go dancing or to follow your joy and play some basketball or to go for a hike or to order some food, go to a nice restaurant, or yeah, whatever it is. And seriously, like, just have to drop it because probably someone has to hear it. Fasting, yeah, fasting, and because I so damn crave to heal myself, I fasted for a few times, and honestly, it was so much not loving me. Really, I even missed out on food. I was already missing out on soul level on so many things, and then I even missed out on food. Does that make sense? No. So fasting is something that I would not recommend, to be honest. But if you feel called to it and if you enjoy it and if it is nice to you, like, go with it. It's just, don't punish yourself with anything. Don't punish yourself. Okay, let's move on. Wow, such a nice animation here. We had this already. Feedback loop of stuckness. Let's get out of the feedback loop of stuckness into the feedback loop of neutrality. You stay in that neutral space. You call back your energy. In this state, you just know. It's the state of alignment where you just know. You just, you are just, you don't take it serious what is happening outside of you. You're just, you know what, fucker, just fuck off. You don't put you just, yeah, you just give a fuck, basically. It's really the give a fuck energy here. Yeah. And you put yourself first. Yeah. Everything of you might completely collapse, trying to grab your attention, trying to grab your energy, but you're just, you know what, I will just continue to feel good. Because it just feels so good. And yeah, and then you just keep seeing the outside world collapse, and you stay focused on your inward life. Yeah, and strengthen this channel, because there are messages that you have to bring to this world, and there are ideas that you want to realize, and there are wonderful projects that are waiting for you. There are gifts and blessings and ideas and babies and partners and friends and beaches and miracles that are waiting for you. But if your mind is so busy with listening to the bullshit, you will never perceive them. So don't give away your sacred energy by judging the things outside of you. Just take care that you feel good all the time. Make it a priority to feel good. Yeah, and then what you can also do, just call back your energy. Whenever you are in a situation where you feel that somehow this situation, this human, this money situation or whatever it is pulling your attention away and pulling your energy away, you just simply call back your energy. You just say, I'm calling back my energy from that and then specific situation. And then maybe close your eyes and squeeze that area in your lower part of the body, lower part of the spine. So squeeze that area and just call back your energy, calling back your energy, calling back your energy. Breathing and just, looking how the outside world collapses, but you're just like, I feel so good. Yeah. And even like it might get really weird, but that's how you really change your world, or at least that's how I did. And that what finally worked, not what everybody else was saying. But when I just started to listen to this inside voice and started to follow these insights. But there are also different voices, yeah. So don't follow every voice. Be sure first that there's also good intention, that it has good intention for you. And you attract more of these good intention voices into you when you are in a higher vibrational state. So make sure that you treat yourself nice and that you get into higher vibrational states. Bless and invite changes. When something happens, express your gratitude. Go wild. Because then, like, as in my experience, when you act out of alignment and you start to pay more attention and you ask for help, ask for confirmation, it doesn't has to be wild. Ask for it. It can be easy. My way was not so easy, but maybe it was also just my way. Maybe it can be super easy. You can make it yourself the way you want. You can make it super easy. If you want to make it easy, make it easy. Ask for easy, ask for help. Invite exactly what you want to invite. And bless the changes. When everything, like when something small just changes, bless it. Be so grateful. Make a ritual, make a dance. Just express your joy and gratitude about anything that is happening, because actually that's why you're here. You're sharing by your being your beauty, and you are giving gratitude to the things by expressing how much you enjoy to do these certain things or experience these certain things. Yeah, after feedback loop of neutrality, also drink a lot of water. Seriously, drink a lot of water. I will pause. Take your time. When you mastered this feedback loop of neutrality and you can mostly stay in this neutral space, and you know that everything outside of you is just a mirror of your internal state, and you detach from it, yeah?